Good morning, everyone. So if you've been watching my video, I'm trying to just get more personal and talk to you guys freestyle and get to know you guys a bit more. So if you see my last video, my last video I just talked about, I kind of clarified more about the divine feminine, divine masculine. So just to freestyle a little bit more, like the divine feminine is more, she is the person that's places the shadow. So now we understand this history of Mary Magdalene, Mary, and Jesus. You understand why the powers that be did not like Jesus and did not like Mary Magdalene, because they were a representation of conquering the shadow. So right now the shadow would be the powers that be, the political structures, and that you can see they're falling apart. So what I've been noticing on the astral and things of that nature is there's just a lot of heavy magic put on people. So I'm just gonna be honest, because I guess I'm supposed to be honest. I usually don't like to be honest because I don't want to scare people, but I guess I'm gonna be honest. So from what I'm understanding, there's been like grids, there's been implants, there's been binding, there's been basically everyone had magic on them. And primarily because the divine feminine was suppressed, and all of this was done because it's a manifestation of our shadow. So like just like how we have to do shadow work, so as above so below, like we have to do shadow work on ourselves to become better. So in essence, for us to become better, and I'm talking from my own experiences, I had to go into my shadow. So I had to understand my shadow, understand all the programming I had of myself, understand why I think some certain ways, why do I feel this way, what do I have a freedom to feel. And then by understanding all the stuff that I felt, I basically healed myself, and healing myself, I decided to heal the collective. So like when I had magic put on me, I removed it on me, then I removed it on everyone else. And it's crazy because I guess from the divine feminine, divine masculine, the divine feminine is the one that has to come before the masculine. So she's the one that does the alchemy. She's the one she's the actual healer. So the real healer for the divine masculine, divine feminine would be the divine feminine. She's the one that heals all the shadow work, all the ancestral trauma, all the colonial imprints, all the ritualistic magic, all the binding, all the planetary, off-planetary stuff. So there's just been a lot of magic placed on this planet. But why I'm doing this story is now when I go back, so I'm just trying to clear all the shadow, then you have all these spiritual people who just say, just think positive, just think positive. But then I'm like, okay, if you think about positive, are you thinking about all the magic that's been put on people, or are you part of the program who are telling people just don't pay attention to it? Because I'm realizing that as I reverse a lot of this the energy or whatever, the shadow work, a lot of people's anxiety that you guys had was based on the magic. So a lot of you are not feeling confident to speak up, public speak, anxiety, nervousness, not feeling good about yourself, and even your negative thoughts were not really yourself. It was really just magic put in place on you guys. So I'm just saying this to you guys to let you know, don't feel bad about yourself. You should start feeling confident now. You should not have anxiety. You should feel more confident. You should be able to speak your truth now. Just analyze your emotional bodies, because a lot of stuff has been cleared, so you guys should be a little bit more comfortable being in your body, okay? So just remember that. When people say, oh, just think positive, it's like, well, that's great on the surface level, but if you go deeper in the bottom level, there's a lot of magic and ritualistic abuse going on. So when people are just like, oh, just think positive, question that person, especially if they're not really trying to do any type of shadow work, or they're only trying to think about light. But yeah, you're thinking about positive, but there's a lot of shadow work on the underground, especially how you're going to think positive when there's racism. Something to think about. All right, guys, have a good day. Bye.